this mistake cost me 7% of my money. Colombian ATMs try to scam you. How do you prevent it? Hi and welcome to part 2 of my Colombia travel series. This video is going to be about the most important thing everybody needs when traveling: money. I'll explain the currency of Colombia, whether you need cash or card to get through the country, where to get money from depending on the area you are in, and in the end I'll also give you some tips on how to save money, including one very important info that I haven't seen anywhere on YouTube, unfortunately, because it cost me quite a bit. Before we jump in, just a brief reminder that if you plan to travel to Colombia, I highly recommend checking out my other videos, as they have up-to-date information, because I just went to Colombia in July 2024 and also with quite a restricted budget. So if you're a budget traveler that needs information, check out my series. If you find the video helpful, please like and subscribe, and any comment you leave is appreciated. Now let's jump into the video. So first of all, the currency of Colombia is called Pesos, and it's either displayed as COP or with a dollar sign, and the dollar sign was super confusing for me, and I recommend to always double check the currency when negotiating prices, of course. But generally speaking, a dollar sign in Colombia means Colombian pesos for whatever reason I can't tell you. You can either pay with cash or card in the cities. There it doesn't really matter. However, if you pay by card, usually you'll have to pay 5% extra. So I still recommend always using cash. And unless you're really at a high-end hotel, this also applies to your accommodation with the 5% fee. So even there, I would really use cash, and actually some hotels or hostels, depending on the location, only accept cash. In more rural areas like the Amazon or the Pacific coast, you're going to need cash and the card is not accepted there. So make sure to bring enough cash when going to these places. Negotiating prices is common, and you can always try to get the price down if you want to buy a souvenir, but it's a bit too expensive. Just negotiate a bit and they're gonna usually give you some discount. Because of the 5% surcharge, I will always try to pay by cash. But what are the options to get cash even? You can either go to the money exchange, an ATM, or a Western Union shop. The money exchanges operate only at specific times of the day and will close at around, let's say, 6 p.m. They also do not operate on Sundays, so keep this in mind. And obviously you won't get the best conversion rate there. But when I went, it was like the normal rate would be 4,400 pesos per euro. I'm a European, so I use euros. And yeah, we got 4,300, which was about 2.5%, which isn't great, but also it's not too bad. So you can definitely go to money exchanges if you have like your home currency with you. Since it's not the best option, let's look at ATMs next. ATMs are, in my opinion, the best option to get cash in Colombia, as they offer the best rate as long as you know the trick behind them. There is a service fee that you can't prevent, and it will range around, let's say, 15,000 pesos to 21,000 pesos, depending on the bank and the ATM. So within the same bank, different ATMs may have different withdrawal fees in different locations. They sometimes change the fee, so I'm not gonna tell you this bank or this ATM is very great. Just go there, try out some ATMs, and then you'll figure it out for yourself to which bank you want to go to. Also, depending on the bank and the ATM, there's a limit on how much you can withdraw with in one go. So a lower limit means you need to pay the fixed fee more often to get the same amount of money. So it's best to find an ATM with a high withdrawal limit. And the highest we could find, and I think the highest possible, is 2 million pesos in one go. And this limit was offered by several banks. Regarding the different banks, I will say that we usually went to Davivienda because this is the one that you most often see when you look up banks of Colombia on the internet. But it's not like it is exclusively the best bank or anything. We just felt comfortable using those ATMs for some reason. There are some stories about Davivienda ATMs not giving out your card when you withdraw money. And also it may happen that they charge your bank account without releasing money, but this can happen with all banks. Regarding the not giving the card out, we never had an issue with that. And regarding the money not being released, this never happened to us either. But still, for that reason, I would recommend always keeping the receipt when you withdraw money. Now, before I explain the trick about Colombian ATMs and how they try to scam you, first a quick word about Western Union. In some places of Colombia, for example in Bahia Solano on the Pacific coast, they don't have ATMs. Like, there's probably one ATM, but it's closed, and it's probably closed all the time. So either you come there with enough cash, or you go to a Western Union store. To use Western Union, you gotta download the app and sign up, but this isn't of any use if you don't know where to go. It's best to ask the locals for a Western Union shop, in my opinion, or you can also look up online, but this sometimes works, and sometimes it's not really helpful online, to be honest. And in case anyone needs this information, the Western Union shop in El Valle, which is the town when you fly to Bahia Solano, the Western Union shop there is called Super Heroes, spelled super and then gyros. Okay, now that this is out of the way, let's come back to the ATMs. So the trick with them is that they always offer you an arbitrary exchange rate, which is around 7 to 8% worse of the actual rate. When being offered the rate, you can decline it, this is important, but this information still is in a lot of YouTube videos. You can decline the rate. Always decline the rate. After you decline it, the transaction will still go through, but you get the global exchange rate, and this is usually the best one you can get. However, and now here's the important part, this trick only works on weekdays. So if you wanna withdraw money from an ATM on Sunday, Saturday, or on holiday, this trick won't work, and you'll only get the worst exchange rate. We wanted to go to, I think it was the Amazon, and we had to bring enough cash with us. But the problem was that it was Sunday and all the money exchanges were closed, and we had to go to an ATM. And we figured, yeah, no problem, because we can decline the exchange rate as everybody said. But this was not the case. When I declined, they would say the transaction can't go through, they can't process my withdrawal, and they would give me my card back, and I wouldn't be able to get money from the ATM. The exchange rate at the time was again 4,400 pesos that I would get per euro, and the exchange rate that they offered was around 4,000 per euro. So where's my calculator? 4,000 divided by 4,400, so around 9.1% worse than the actual exchange rate. So if I got money from that ATM, I would lose 9% of my money. I kind of tried to work my way around with Revolut and converting some euros into pesos on there, but essentially it didn't really work, and we still paid a lot more fees than we had to. I think we ended up spending about 30 euros extra for, I don't know, 500 bucks for the two of us. So 6% more than we would actually have to pay, just because it was weekend, and you can't decline the exchange rate on weekends and holidays because the global money markets are closed. So this was what we had to do. Please do not make the same mistake. It was really stupid, but you don't hear about this stuff on the internet, or at least I couldn't find anything. With this you have all the information you need regarding money in Colombia. I have also a 1-minute walkthrough video of how to use a Colombian ATM. If you want to know more, leave a comment or watch one of my other videos that you can find in the description. See you in the next video.